Nice one.
Sweet. I don't think I got enough pee in me to put that fire out.
Your body contains what, 80% water?
I'll just lay on
it.
I'll just lay on it.
So good.
Was good.
Can't believe Coffee could stand up to a giant. It's killing me.
Well, but he's
I
never
know
hit
it
it,
is.
though.
Haven't been able to hit it yet.
I know, that's the catch, though. We can dodge everything, but he can't
I didn't
hit
even
them.
try to hit it. I would have hit it with those attacks. I just put them on the orc.
Yeah, you would
Gotcha.
hit.
Alright, well, I'm gonna run, guys. You have a good night.
All right, later.
thanks
I'm
for
out
coming.
too. Love you guys.
Yeah.
And then Ian got rocked again, standing on top of something tall.
Literally rock.
Well, it's
He
this
literally
turnabout is
rocked.
fair play. I mean, she's dropping dimes on people like 300,000 yards away.
She is the most
bound to get
dangerous
hit.
person on the field, so I had to throw
Raining
something
death.
at her.
Don't worry. Next week, I'm sure I'll go back to hitting like a baby.
Yeah, and ton of good rolls. I didn't see you roll hardly any bad ones.
Hey, real quick,
Today.
guys. Is there anywhere we're still being broadcast? Chat's asking.
Yeah, on my channel.
Okay, I'll post it.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut mine off here in the next second.
I don't know. I'm trying to run towards
Post
Ardreth.
that link.
Yeah, let me, There you go. So, Ian, where is Ian heading? Like,
Towards Ardreth.
Oh, okay. Kind of looked like you were about ready to skip town.
She's like, later, bitches.
Yeah, exactly. Peace out.
You did see this Orog here, right?
Yeah. But I'm also at 19 hit points with this
Yeah.
OC. If he touches me, I'm down. I'm trying to take down the. I'm trying to stay out of his eye line. I'm trying to
Yeah.
stay far away from the bird, the 100 movement stupid birds.
Because I think he definitely saw you step out, shoot arrows, and then step back.
I know, but Jarathra's right there, man. We can see Jarathra. Jarathra.
And the giants told him to get the archers.
But
I think
Jarathra's.
he's coming your way.
God, you just want to kill me. I'm
I
just gonna be
don't.
dead.
Nope. I don't.
What is their plus hit? Is it like +8 for them?
No. They're hard to hit. I don't think they're not like swinging like the giants are.
It doesn't matter. I have a 12 AC.
That'll be a problem. Yeah. Yeah, you better start yelling for Greybeard, because I think he's definitely coming that way.
Greybeard. I don't know where Greybeard's going. He was like, "Fuck the magma men," and then he's
He
like,
said
"Let me
north.
run towards the magma men."
He totally Blackwater bait it.
He's doing his emo
Yeah.
walk.
Fire! Get out!
Yeah.
Screw the king.
Everything died over here. I can't see that one Orog there, and
Don't make fun of him. He had a traumatic experience as a child with a fire in the house.
That's right. See. I started it, but it's still.
Is this a true story?
No, I think I'm one of the only kids that didn't start like a mattress on fire or something.
No, you're not the only one. I have never done that. I burned my sister with a popcorn kernel, but I never set a mattress on fire.
My friend set the entire science lab on fire. In what was it? 7th grade, we had physics class or something, and we had this.
Sure, your
super...
friend did.
No, seriously. So we had this super cool teacher that, what was his name? Mr. Bloodsoe or something like that, and he kept like stuff that is back in like the 80s. He kept stuff that like you legally aren't allowed to have in schools anymore, like the stuff you put in water and it explodes, that kind of stuff. So we had this like back room of crazy stuff. But we were doing a lab that had just alcohol in like those little plastic bottles and stuff with Bunsen burners and everything. And the teacher was sick, so he didn't come that day. The substitute teacher showed up. So of course we're all just like writing our names on the tables and lighting them on fire, doing all this stuff. My friend Josh he lights the alcohol bottle on fire and starts pushing it out to make a flame come out the thing. And then when he lets go, it sucks the flame in and just explodes everywhere. So it's just alcohol flame covering half the classroom, and everybody runs screaming, runs outside. My other friend goes and grabs a fire extinguisher and just starts leveling the whole fire extinguisher over the entire classroom. And then so all the kids are running outside. After he puts the flames out, he comes outside and he goes, well, they're gonna have to recharge this anyways, and he just starts throwing the fire extinguisher stuff into the air, and just as the principal's running down. That poor substitute teacher. But Josh burned his eyebrows off and like half his hair. It just exploded in his face.
Yep. Oh man. Yep.
I am surprised in my electricity class that nobody died. There were so many retards, just pardon my French, but there were so many idiots around in that class that just started grabbing wires and just putting them in the sockets and just looping them back on themselves to pop them. It's like, what craziness.
I was in vocational welding, and this guy was 3 or 4 stalls down from me, and he had the big Angelo Davis afro, and he was braze welding, and he started his afro on fire. And
That's
now
what happened to Erdla.
It's a welding shop, right? And so it's all this noise and these vents, and I look down the row and I see that, you know, he's burning, and I'm like, you're on fire. And he's like, what? I said, your head's on fire. And then he's like looking at me like, you know, F you. And I'm like, your head is on fire. And he looked at me and he's like, whatever. So I like, oh my God. So I start taking my flannel off and I come at him and he thinks we're fighting. So now his head's on fire and he's taking swings at me. And I grab him and I put my flannel over his head to snuff the flames out, and I'm patting his head, and then I'm yelling in his ear, you know, your head is on fire. And all of a sudden he's like, oh God, my head's on fire, you know. And he's trying to put his head out. Oh, it's such a mess, such a horrible
Dude,
mess.
that sounds like a Pepsi commercial.
Oh, Michael.
I got one for Tigray. We were, I think we were all about 15 or 16. And we decided to go out to Horseshoe Lake down there in Phoenix. And we were driving out. It's a bunch of teenagers. And we somehow convinced our parents to let us go to the lake over the weekend. We were going to camp. We were going to come back like on Sunday. We were leaving on Friday. And on the way there, somebody's jerry can has fallen off their vehicle. And we see it in the road, and it's nobody we know, and there's nobody around, so we stop and pick it up, and it's full of gas. We're like, oh, sweet, let's keep this. And it's a cool old-style jerry can, like one of those old military green and everything. So we bring it, and so we get to where we're going to camp. We're right off the lake, and we decide to start a fire, and of course, a bunch of teenagers, we think, hey, let's make the fire bigger. We'll throw some of the gasoline on it, you know, so we're just going to take the can, and we're just going to kind of swish it onto the fire. Well, fire moves quicker than the swish, and it goes all the way back to the can, and the guy drops the can, and then the flame is coming up out of the can. So we see the flame, and we're like, oh, freaking out. So we all dive for cover, thinking, like in the movies, it's going to explode, you know, just like cars explode when you shoot them, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so it's not exploding, right? It's just burning. It's just, and we're like, okay, now what do we do? And we're like, we need to put the fire out. How are we going to put the fire out? We're all running around like, you know, our heads cut off. And I'm running to grab a rag because I'm going to try to put the rag on top of it to put the flame out, thinking that the moment I get near it, it's just going to explode like shrapnel and kill me. And the other guys are picking up hands full of dirt and they're throwing it at the gas can. So by the time I get over there, they've already filled this thing with dirt practically, put the fire out, and we like ruined the gas. But I was just like, it was a bunch of teenagers, and we were like, nobody tell the adults anything. Nothing happened.
What happens here stays here.
And then we all got sunburned because none of us had any sunblock. We all live in Arizona, and you would think we would know. But we were out in the lake. We're all out there the entire day Saturday. We were so burned Sunday that when we finally got home, we had to lay in bed for like 4 days with the worst sunburn I'd ever had.
That's
and I couldn't move. Yeah, it was crazy.
Can't get comfortable no matter what you do.
Nope, you have the fan blowing on you, and that's it. That's all you can do.
I had a buddy, Kurt, who had a gas can, did the same thing. We were at a lake kind of thing, and started to pour it on, and as he went to pour it on, the flames leaped from the bonfire to the can, and Kurt, of course, then chucked the can, as he saw the fire coming. He threw it, so it's spinning through the air, spewing fire as it goes off into the woods. So now there's pouring fire into the woods, and we're expecting the same kind of exploding gas can thing. Oh my god.
Smoky Bear coming out of the shadows.
Exactly. He's here,
But it did not explode. That was the lesson I learned.
Yeah.
That's where movies have done us a disservice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the lesson you took from it, is that the can doesn't explode.
No bonfire at my house, and I was in my 30s, and I took the lighter fluid and was spraying it on the fire, and everyone's looking at me like, you're an idiot. And then I took the thing and I just threw it on the fire, and everybody went, ah! So yeah, I had a couple of drinks. I reached in to grab the plastic can, and it went poof up like that. I pulled my hand back, and I'm like, they're all there, Oh my, so stupid. We used to burn a couch every year. We used to have a couch burning every year at this. We had a fire pit that was big enough at my last house to burn a whole couch. Well, one year
Any
we had
connection to West Virginia or Maryland University?
No, Western Michigan University.
It must be a West thing.
Yep. So I had the sleeper couch in there, and I took a big piece of oak, and I'm like, aha, take this couch, and I threw it in, and it hit the springs, and it leapt back out at me, this big piece of oak. I could barely, carry it. It nearly took my foot off. I was like, oh, fire, you're so funny. Man.
So, same junior high school. Do you guys remember doing like metal shop and wood shop?
Wood shop, yeah.
Which junior high?
This was about in California.
Oh.
But we had those. I think it was wood shop. We had metal shop one thing and then wood shop another. And one guy in the wood shop class, of course, like pushing a board through a table saw, not paying attention, ended up cutting his thumb off, and it flew across the room. So anytime you would, they got him to the hospital and they sewed it back on. But like everybody would, kids are mean. Everybody like would see him in the quad and do the like thumbs up thing from like Fonzie, both thumbs, but one would be gone. Everybody would be like, "Hey," which is one of their thumbs up.
Kids are assholes.
Total dicks.
Same vocational welding. Kid wearing gloves on the grinder. Caught the glove, pulled his thumb in, ground the top of his thumb off, spit his thumb all over the back wall behind the grinder, right? And the kid immediately grabs his thumb. And I go, Mr. Draves! I can't remember the kid. Tom ground his thumb off. So Mr. Drave takes him. I turn the grinder off. I look over, and Mr. Graves is saying, okay, Tom, we got to look at it, And I couldn't actually hear them, but I know what he said. And he took his hand off the thumb, and it must have went spurt, because Tom fell like the Twin Towers. I mean, he just collapsed in on himself, and blam! I'm amazed he didn't thump his head on the sink or whatever. So he's on the ground. They get him to the hospital. They get him all patched up. The next day, I don't know why this kid's back at school the next day, but he's at school the next day. He's got his head down. He's got his thumb sticking out, right? Huge bandage. And this bully kid comes by and flicks him.
Oh my God.
Flicks him in the thumb.
No.
What's wrong with your thumb? Oh my God. The shriek that kid made. I mean, he tried to fly out of his desk, but it was those horrible high school desks. So he banged his knees, and he was stuck in the desk, and he was screaming. And oh my God, the little owl teacher that we had, she lost her mind. You're going to the office. Oh, this is horrible.
That's not funny.
That would have been like you
That's
get one
funny.
free kick to the balls.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
A flick. Return the favor.
A-
You need to experience the same pain.
yes.
Exactly.
Graphics class, this kid covered his hands in rubber cement and then lit them on fire, thinking that they would like, oh look, it's like special effects. No, it's rubber on your hands on fire.
That'll like never go out.
And he's winging it like this. Now there's glops of fiery rubber spraying around and glopping and sticking to everything in a graphics class, right? So there's inks and solvents and everything else. And oh my God, I can't remember the teacher's name, but he managed to smother the kid's hands because the rest of us were freaking out. Oh, it's just horrible.
This is why Michigan is no longer a center of commerce.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. That's why the blind can hunt here. Texas and Michigan. That's it. The two states in the union where you can be legally blind and go hunting. Oh well.
It's not a crime unless you hit something.
It's legal. You can get a license
Get right up until you kill somebody.
until you kill somebody. Yeah.
You at least get the benefit of the doubt. You get to try.
Yep. Oh, phew. Oh well.
All right, I think I'm gonna take off too. I'm still coughing quite a bit.
See ya.
We'll,
All right.
catch you
Take
guys
off.
later. Good session.
Taking off
It'll be
too.
good.
All right. Have a good week, guys.
Walking Dead to watch. See you, folks.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.